everybody, Cinema Sickness here with the reviews for the movies I watched this week. Now, I know what you're thinking. Weren't you supposed to bring back the Ball and Watch videos? You know, you weren't going to call them Ball and Watch videos anymore, but you were going to do videos that essentially were Ball and Watch videos. And didn't you actually post an entire video saying that you were bringing them back? The answer is yes, I did do that. But when I went to record my first Ball and Watch video that I was bringing back, I got this idea, and that idea was maybe at the end of the week, I'll just do one long video reviewing all the movies I watched throughout the week. But instead of doing a long, over-winded reviews where I go on for 15 minutes blabbering about, something in a movie I liked or didn't like or something like that, where I just go on and on and on like I do tend to do, in my reviews, why not just do a bunch of really short reviews? Just get right to the point. Here's what I liked about the movie. Maybe here's what the movie was about. Here's what I liked, didn't like, here's why to buy it, why not to buy it. I could just get right into it, do really quick reviews, and I think that'd be more enjoyable, just for you guys to get the gist of what I thought about the movie just right away and have them all in one long video so you can choose to watch it or not. I also think it's going to be a little bit easier to do it this way because I find doing my collection update videos is a lot easier than doing collection update videos and a review on top of it, because the reviews do take a little bit longer because I do talk for a while. I've been known to get 95% way through a review and mess something up, and then I gotta start all over again. So reviews are kind of a pain in the ass. I don't actually like doing reviews that much. I love collection updates. I love showing you guys what I bought. That's fun for me. But reviews, they're just kind of a pain in the butt. So I figured, again, I would start doing this kind of video where I just do a really, really, really simple and quick review. Maybe sometimes, maybe every now and then I'll go off on a little tangent and talk about a movie longer than maybe I should. But for the most part, I'll keep these really, really quick and simple and just, again, show you everything that I watched over the week and just do a quick review on each one of those movies. So let's get down to it and take a look at what I first watched. The first time I watched this week was Play It Again, Sam. Not directed by, but written and starring Woody Allen. If you're a Woody Allen fan, you're definitely going to want to check this one out. It was extremely funny. The story's all about Woody Allen and his wife. They end up getting a divorce, and now Woody Allen's best friend and his wife are out trying to find him a girl. They're taking him to clubs and to museums to try to meet somebody. They're setting him up with some of their friends. But things aren't going so well for Woody Allen because he's playing his typical bumbling idiot sort of self, constantly saying the wrong things, constantly just knocking things over and doing some of the greatest slapstick I've seen in a movie in a long, long time. Woody Allen had me cracking up constantly throughout this film. So like I said, things aren't going so well for him. And throughout the entire film, he's being coached in the ways of love by a Humphrey Bogart straight out of Casablanca, which is also great because this movie takes place in the 70s, but we have Humphrey Bogart giving him advice definitely from Casablanca times, definitely Humphrey Bogart's typical times, where he's just telling him to, slap women and just go in for the kiss and basically kind of treat women like dirt, like they're objects. And it's just an extremely, extremely funny way to have somebody give Woody Allen advice, since this is all in his head. He's just seeing this imaginary Humphrey Bogart. Absolutely fantastic. So this is definitely a movie I'd recommend. It's extremely funny, extremely well done. If you are a Woody Allen fan, there's no reason why you would not want to check this movie out. I won't spoil the ending for you, but I will say Woody Allen does end up finding love just in the wrong place. Makes the movie just have a fantastic ending. So again, definitely check out Play It Again, Sam. The second movie I watched this week was Demons. Now, this is a movie I was really excited to check out. For years, I've been hearing fantastic things about this film, so when I got it this week on Laserdisc, I definitely had to sit down and check it out, and it certainly did not disappoint. The story revolves around these demon creatures basically coming back. They end up, all these people end up getting these free tickets to go see a movie. They end up showing up to this movie theater. One girl ends up turning into a demon, and from that, she ends up affecting other people and turning them into demons. They're trapped in this movie theater. They can't get out. It was all just a trap to get all these people together, again, to turn them all into demons. Very, very simple plot, but it's a hell of a lot of fun, full of a ton of great practical special effects, tons of gore. This movie is pure 80s horror genius. A fantastic watch all around. So if you're a fan of just great 80s horror, this is one you must see. The third title I watched this week, of course, had to be Demons 2. Had to watch the sequel. And this movie also did not disappoint, just as great as the first one. Though I would say the premise of this one is a bit more weak. Whereas in the first movie, a bunch of people got basically tricked into going to the movie theater to get turned into demons. This one has demons kind of coming out of a TV and then affecting a girl, and that girl affecting other people. So the way the demons come about is pretty ridiculous. Can't say I was a big fan of that, but once you get past the very beginning of the film with the demons coming out of the TV, which is weird, then the movie turns into just a great, fantastic film. Instead of being trapped in a movie theater this time, we're trapped in a hotel, and it's just a ton of people, again, being affected, turning into demons. Everything from a dog to a child, just all kinds of great, again, practical special effects, tons of fantastic gore. This is a great follow-up to the first movie. If you've seen Demons, you have to see Demons 2. And again, if you're just a fan of fantastic 80s horror, this is another one to see. The fourth title I watched this week was Wreck-It Ralph. And this is definitely another title I was really excited to check out. I heard a lot of really good things about this movie, but I'd also heard some negative things as well. The negative things I heard about this movie was a lot of people saying they liked the first half hour of the film, and then the last hour they didn't really care for that much, which would basically say you didn't like the movie, because the first half hour of the film is just setting it up. It's setting up characters, letting you kind of know what's going on in this world, and then the last hour is the actual full story. I also think a lot of people maybe like the first half hour because it's full of a bunch of video game character cameos. They get that out of the way pretty quickly. They basically show you, here's Bowser, here's, God, who else? I'm trying to think who else was in there. Dr. Robotnik, Sonic, Q*bert, just a ton of really great classic video game characters make cameos in the beginning of this film. And I think a lot of people really enjoyed that. I know I did. But that's just, just for fun. That's just part of the beginning of the movie where you're getting to know the characters, and they just keep throwing these other characters in there just for reference, just to make the beginning of the movie a lot of fun. But once the half hour mark comes in, the next hour, again, is the actual plot of the movie. It's the actual full story. We actually get into the story. And I thought it just became a lot of fun. This movie is fantastic. I honestly can't figure out why anybody didn't like this film. It was a hell of a lot of fun. Was it the best CGI movie I've ever seen in my entire life? No, but was it really, really good nevertheless? Yes. If you were a fan of CGI animated films, this is definitely one to check out. It did somewhat remind me of Toy Story, though I would not compare this story to Toy Story, because Toy Story is an absolute fantastic movie, whereas this one's just very good. It kind of reminded me of that sense, because it kind of these video game characters kind of come to life once the video game, once the arcade shuts down. They all, they come to life within their video games. It's not like they get out of their video games and are walking around the arcade or anything. No, they stay in their games, but they can travel throughout other people's games. They travel through the power cords into a power strip, and you can go from one video game to another, and they're traveling around having fun, and Wreck-It Ralph ends up having to go on this just grand adventure. But it's a really, really well done story. I'm not going to get all into it and ruin the plot for you, but again, it's absolutely fantastic. If you are a fan of CGI animated movies, you have to see this one. And also, I'd say it's definitely a movie to buy on Blu-ray. The animation was superb, looked absolutely beautiful. Definitely something you want to have in high definition and watch on Blu-ray. So I would definitely 100% recommend Wreck-It Ralph. It was absolutely fantastic. The fifth title I watched this week, I can't actually show you because it was a movie I rented. And I'm very glad I rented this movie, and that was American Reunion. And the reason I say I was very glad I rented it is because wasn't very good. I am gonna buy it. I will buy it because I am a completist. Have to have all the American Pie movies. I got the first one. Have to have all the rest. But it was pretty damn bad. I went into it expecting something, okay. I wasn't expecting anything great, but I saw, the first three movies. I enjoyed them. Thought American Pie 1 and 2 were good. American Wedding was good too. I thought they were decent movies. And I was expecting more of the same, just a fun teen sex comedy romp sort of movie. I was expecting to have a good time with this, and I was just disappointed all around. It was not very good. Extremely boring. The story just kind of didn't go anywhere. I didn't really care what was going on. As far as funny moments, I would say the moment where the part where Jim has to his next door neighbor, who's now all hot and stuff, it's a girl he used to babysit. she kind of comes on to him while she's driving. She gets drunk. He's driving her home. She's coming on to him. She takes her clothes off. She's trying to, get all on him and stuff. There's some funny moments there. Some moments where somebody sees him and thinks he's getting a blowjob, and then he has to sneak her back into the house. Yes, that part of the movie was pretty funny. I was laughing during that part of the movie, but that was it. That was the one part of the movie that sticks out. The rest just completely went, in and out of my head. I just didn't care. It wasn't enjoyable. We spent too much time doing things like talking about the other movies, referencing the other movies, talking about why people weren't in this one or why they weren't in other films, why people are coming back to this movie. Too many things setting stuff like that up. I thought the end of the movie where they have a bunch of people from the other movies show up as cameos at the high school reunion, it seemed really forced and kind of stupid. I couldn't get behind this movie. I just was not enjoying it. Here, let me put it this way. I would recommend the 4 spin-off American Pie movies before I recommend this one. That is how much I dislike this movie. I gotta be honest, the 4 spin-off movies weren't horrible. I didn't think they were great, but I also didn't think they were like the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. They were actually okay, and they felt more like American Pie movies, more so than American Reunion did. So yeah, check out any of those 4 movies before you watch American Reunion. It's a lot. They're a lot better. So I really can't recommend this movie. I'm not gonna recommend it. But I will say, not the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I didn't like it. I didn't think it was very good. I was very disappointed by it. But was it the worst film I've ever seen? No. So if you're a fan of the American Pie series, or maybe you've just been thinking about checking it out, give it a rent. Fine. I'm not going to say don't rent it. Fine. Go to Redbox for $1 or something like that. Give it a rent. See what you think. I can pretty much already guarantee you're going to be disappointed. I've heard nothing but horrible reviews about this movie too. So going into it, I was a little nervous. I was expecting. I was expecting to like it more because a lot of movies I hear really bad reviews about, I end up at least somewhat liking. But this one stays true to every review. It is pretty bad. So like I said, if you're thinking about seeing it, if you're maybe somewhat interested in checking it out, I would say just give it a rent, see what you think, but expect to be disappointed. It just was not very good, does not live up to the first 3 movies, does not even live up to the 4 spin-off movies. It just was all around pretty bad. Thought they could have done a much better job, could have made a lot more fun, raunchier sex comedy, kind of like the first 3 movies. Instead, they just kind of made a really boring story that fell flat. Maybe had a few funny moments here and there. Stifler had some good lines, but all in all, just pretty boring, and I'm not going to recommend it. And the 6th movie I watched this week was Flash of Genius. This was a fantastic drama. It's all about the man who more or less created the modern-day windshield wiper. You don't think of it when you get into your car nowadays, but having a windshield wiper that goes up and down every 30 seconds and has variable speeds and whatnot, that is something that wasn't always around. And the man in this movie, he created it. So he gets this great idea, a flash of genius, to create these windshield wipers, makes up a prototype, gets it all ready. Apparently all these other car companies, they have thought of this idea. It's something they want to put in their cars, but they can't figure out how to design it. They're all having issues. Apparently it's been years and years in the production, and they just can't figure out how to create these windshield wipers. Well, our main character, again, he does figure it out, ends up going to Ford to pitch the product and sell them the product. Ford's all about it. They want his product. They're so excited. This guy figured it out. They want it in their cars. They say they're on board. Well, they end up pulling out of the deal. Of course, they pull out once they get all the designs and the plans and everything like that. So once they get this man's designs, they pull out and end up stealing his idea, so they start putting it in their cars. So our main character, he's pissed, and rightfully so. He comes up with this great idea that everybody wants, and Ford just outright steals his idea from him and doesn't pay him a thing for it. So he's pretty upset. He wants to sue and go after Ford, but nobody really wants to do that because basically they're kind of scared of Ford. Ford is this huge company. They don't really want to go after him, so they're kind of BSing him around. Well, he ain't taking that. He just wants to go after him. But unfortunately, he ends up having a bit of a mental breakdown of the whole thing and ends up going to a state hospital. Once he gets out, he basically, it's hard to say if he's actually better or not. He is still pretty pissed off, and he does end up going after Ford. He goes after them with a bit more of a clear head now, but he definitely goes after Ford. He ends up suing him. I would say this is a 2-hour movie, and the first hour of this movie, all about him coming up with the design of Ford screwing him over, goes by pretty fast. I thought I was watching a movie for maybe like 15, 20 minutes, and the next thing I knew, it was an hour later. It just flies by. The second half of the movie is more of a court drama. Pretty much all takes place around our main character suing Ford. I mean, it doesn't all take place in a court. They also go back to his house and whatnot. But he's basically now suing Ford in the last half of the movie. And it's such a great hour of the movie where it's pretty suspenseful. I didn't even realize it. Watching it, I didn't feel like I was watching something suspenseful, but I started to get that feeling in my chest of just like, oh my god, is he going to win this? Is he going to lose this? Is he going to lose this case and be completely screwed and not get anything, and lose all the money of the court costs, and basically just be completely fucked, even more so than he already is? You really, really get, tense, and you don't even realize that you're watching something that's all that suspenseful, but it's definitely a suspenseful moment. You really want to know, is he going to win this court case? And I won't ruin the ending for you. It's definitely something you need to check out. But again, a fantastic drama. Just very, very well done. All based on a true story. How much is true, how much was embellished, I can't say. But regardless, it is a really well-told story and definitely one I'd recommend picking up and checking out. I grabbed my copy for only $3 at my local Big Lots, so definitely head out there, pick this one up, and check it out. So that's it, guys. That's all 6 movies I watched this week and my short reviews for them. Hope you guys like this idea for a video. I'm thinking I'm going to do this now. I know I said Ball and Watch is back, but I don't know. I got rid of the Ball and Watch because I didn't want to do those videos anymore, so I'm kind of iffy on whether or not I want to bring them back. I don't know, but I like this idea. I like the idea of doing collection updates as I buy stuff, and then at the end of every week, just doing a great video of all the movies I watched throughout the week, and again, keeping the reviews short. No need to go into huge, long, 15, 20 minutes reviews. I mean, I'll do that for movies maybe I go and see at the theater. I'll still do long reviews because they're new movies that are out in the theaters. Maybe I'll do my in-depth thoughts on those films. But as far as stuff I just watch here at home, I don't see any reason why I can't just do a quick review, say, here's what I thought, here's why you should watch it or not watch it. Maybe I'll go off on tangents on a few little things, but for the most part, just keep them nice and simple. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great way for you guys to maybe be more interested in these videos, because I know probably 75% of you don't really care about my reviews too much, and again, I don't blame you for that. I don't watch many reviews myself. I love watching people's collection updates, as you guys seem to like watching mine, but when it comes to reviews, I don't really watch a whole lot, but I would actually watch videos like this. Watching somebody just quickly talk about all the movies they watch and what they thought about it pretty quickly, that actually sounds interesting to me, which is why this idea came up. I thought, that actually sounds like a good idea. I would watch those videos. So if it's something I want to watch, I'll make the videos. I really wouldn't want to watch any of my old reviews. I don't have any interest in watching those. But again, a video like this, I would definitely check out. So if you guys like this idea, let me know. I'll keep them coming. It's definitely the way I think I want to go right now with my reviews. Again, just keep them short and sweet and give them to you all at one time at the end of the week. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my next weekly review. See ya. Now, I know what some of you are saying. Weren't you supposed to bring back the Ball and Watch videos? Didn't you post a whole video about whether or not they're back or not? And in that video you said, yes, more or less they are back. Well, the answer is, yeah, I did do a video saying that, but they're my fucking videos, so shut up. Give him advice, but it's not advice for the times. Even though this is a 1970s movie, he's giving him your typical your typical Bogart kind of